Wassup YouTube, PokePrimer here, primarily to deliver you our Week 7 battle here in the BTA. This week we are taking on Violet and the Milwaukee Mimikyus, a brand new coach to the league, taking over for Benji and the Mischievous Murkrows. So they made a couple changes to their team before the match, but I don't believe any of the changes they made came to this one. I'm pretty sure I had it all updated before the for the team builder. Pretty sure I did. Let me double check. Yeah, none of them came to this game, so not really too big of a deal. But apparently I found out after this game. This is Violet's first draft game. I'm also doing a different placement for my webcam. Don't know if I'm going to keep it. Don't know if I like it. But we'll see how I feel as the battle goes on. And after I see this one in post, we'll see how I feel about it. But yeah, I'm usually kind of facing like roughly this way. Plus I face this way for calcs and stuff sometimes. So could be interesting. We'll see how it pans out. But yeah, so Violet decided to bring the Mudsdale, Tapu Fini, Snorlax, Registeel, Victini, and Mega Beedrill. As obviously you saw in our team builder, we brought the Mega Absol, the Volcanion, Sylveon, Amoonguss, Oricorio, Pau, and the Hitmontop. Yeah, I think I'm just going to move it back over here. Yeah, we're just going to do that, because I'm going to be facing this way more this time, so... and the Hitmontop, of course. But, yeah, so a lot of the really, really fat stuff that I kind of expected. Very simply, this is going to be a difficult matchup. I want you to keep in mind, as you watch this game, this was Violet's first draft game, from what I can tell, from what she said. He or she said. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. This is her first game in draft, so let's see how it goes for her. So we're going to see the Registeel lead here as our Volcanion is our lead, and immediately goes for Rock Polish as we go for the Flamethrower, and it pops the Weakness Policy. Oh my lord. So, yeah, turn 1, I'm over here basically shitting my pants. Yeah, pretty much over here basically shitting my pants on this one. Because I'm like freaking out here. I'm calcing every single thing in Registeel's move pool to try to determine if this thing can one-shot me somehow. I didn't think that it could. I looked over pretty much everything. I'm a very bulky Volcanion set this week, so she goes for the EQ, and we're gonna be able to take him out there. So we take a shit ton of damage, but we're fine. We're gonna go Hitmontop here to intimidate this thing as they go for the Bolt Strike and get the para, which that para is definitely unfortunate. Definitely put us in a bad spot because knowing myself, paras always come on the worst turns, and seeing that damage as well, we know that this thing is banded. So he's going to take some. They're going to take some Rocky Helmet damage here, and they're going to go out into their Tapu Fini as I protect that and go into Amoonguss. They're going to go back out into Victini, who's going to get hit with a Sludge Bomb, and now, basically, so I decided to sack Oricorio here because Surfetched was the only reason we brought Oricorio this week. Because this Oricorio kind of, like, it acted as a really good switch-in to Surfetched. So I figured, worth a shot. but since no Surfetch was here, and looking at the team, Oricorio really wasn't going to do anything. So figured we could use Oricorio as a sack, let them get the V-Create drops, and go from there. So now we can go into Volcanion, because this thing can't touch us, and go for a Defog and remove the Misty Terrain. Then we're going to go into Hitmontop here on the Snorlax as it goes for an Earthquake. We're going to go for a Seismic Toss here. We see no... so I went for the Seismic Toss, predicting kind of Feeny to come in, or, just anything else. Even the Victini, because I believe after the Seismic Toss, Sucker Punch, it would have been in range of Sucker Punch. We see no Stamina on the Mudsdale, which is very interesting. Not really sure why he wasn't Stamina, but we're just going to go for a Low Kick here. Confirming that it's not Stamina, of course. And then we tried to go for a Sucker Punch, but we did get parried. I would have only done like about 10 or 12%, but a little bit always helps. We go for a Steam Eruption on the Feeny switch-in. Would have been nice to hit that, but we do miss. We defog as they go back into their Snorlax here, and to remove the terrain. The goal was kind of to defog, remove terrain, and be able to toxic things. We go into a Mungus here, though, on this thing, as it actually starts to set up curses. We're just going to clear Smog those away, because we don't want to deal with that. We clear Smog the first time. The second time, I think after seeing the clear Smog, I figured they were going to switch. So I figured there was no downside to clicking Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb potentially snagged some poison on the Snorlax, got more damage off on the Victini, etc., etc. So it wasn't like there was no drop back to that play, I felt. So so we're going to go into Volcanion here on the Victini, as they decided to just go for the Zen Headbutt this time, which is really smart on their part. KOs our Volcanion, which really, really sucks. So we go Mega Absol here, we click Knock Off, and we're going to be able to get rid of this thing's leftovers. But I'm feeling like really down at this point. I'm not sure how we come back from this. They're going to Ice Beam on the switch-in to Amoonguss there, which really sucks. We're going to Sludge Bomb the Snorlax as it comes in, and they're just going to start clicking Body Slams as we click Sludge Bomb. So we're just chipping away at each other here. They're not doing too much to us. We're not doing too much to them. I Giga Drain there just to get a little bit of extra recovery. But I'm going to switch into Sylveon this turn as they go for the Body Slam and get the para. Of course they do. The train is literally gone for half a second and they get the para. So I set up a Wish with Sylveon and then go back into Amoonguss here, as they actually make an amazingly good play and go into Victini. Obviously, we have to sack Sylveon here. Sylveon does really nothing for us at this point in the game, so that's the thing. That's what we're at here. So I go for Play Rough here. Okay, so I went for Play Rough, predicting the Finny to come in, and then right there was a 50-50 from hell. So I'm like, alright, this thing clicks Moonblast right now, and we don't switch. Like, pros and cons, right, of switching and not switching. If I switch here, right, they get a decent chunk of damage off on Amoonguss, but then we're in the driver's seat position. We're in a good spot. We're still in like an okay spot, but that gives them room to just go back into Victini, and if we mispredict it, then we lose our Absol, right? But if they go for Ice Beam, if we stay in, they go for Ice Beam, we live that very easily, get off a second Play Rough, and put them in range of one more attack, any other attack, which is amazing for us. So that's awesome. That's fantastic. Absol's able to... but if they went for Moonblast here, obviously we just lost outright, because Amoonguss can't beat these 5 Pokemon combined. It can't even beat this one. So, it was a scary 50-50, but they do decide to make that prediction, go for the Ice Beam, and we tank that, puts this thing in range, and we're able to take it out with a Play Rough. Now, this thing comes back in, and I'm like, fuck. I can't KO this thing, because I don't know if it has an item or not. I don't know what set this thing is. I haven't seen an item on it. So they go for EQ. I might have been able to kill it, but I'm pretty sure it was like max HP, max defense. So, that's fine. So I went for foul play here. Foul play was kind of like a... foul play was a just-in-case kind of play. Because if they had gone B-Drill, if they had gone Victini, if they decided to try to play for differential at some point, at least foul play would KO both of those and do a little bit more to the Snorlax. So I take a little bit of extra damage there, but I'm going to Giga Drain here and finish it off. And now they're going to go into the B-Drill here, Mega Evolve, and go for the Poison Jab and finish off my Amoonguss. So now it's Absol versus the world. So I go for Sucker Punch here. Sucker Punch is going to OHKO the Mega B-Drill. Snorlax here. This was another like turn that I debated on for like 10 minutes. I felt like 10 minutes. Okay, so I was running I ran like a dozen calcs here, so I was like, obviously Superpower KO'd here, right? Even if this thing was at +1, it KO'd, right? Body Slam had a chance to not KO us, but obviously there's the para chance that comes from that, you know. So I didn't want to take that risk. Knockoff had a small chance to kill this thing from this range. So, like, we could not, like, I was thinking, like, alright, what if Victini switches in? Do we still kill it? Do we kill it with Superpower, or do we kill it with, like, something afterwards? And then if, like, we're at -1, do we still kill Snorlax? Like, etc. Like, I was going through everything. So, I was pretty sure that there was no series of plays that they could make that made it so that we couldn't win this from this spot. But I literally spent so much time trying to make sure that was the case. So we click the Superpower here. We are able to take out the Snorlax. And then, knowing that this thing's banded, we will outspeed. We click Knock Off. And we are able to clutch out a 1-0 win against Violet here. But holy shit. I was on the edge of my seat this entire game. I was having heart palpitations. I was stressing. My brain felt like it wanted to melt out of my nose. I was losing my mind this whole game. This is possibly one of the most stressful games I've played in so long. Massive GGs to Violet. She's phenomenal. She played amazingly well. Y'all, be scared. Be afraid of Violet. This one's a good one. This one's gonna be scary and gonna be a monster to deal with going forward. So, yeah, we pick up a win here. Was far from easy. Was not even remotely close to easy, actually. Yeah, that was a scary match. That was a very scary match, but we were able to clutch it, which is awesome, which is super dope. So, yay to us. But let's see real quick who our next opponent is. Our next opponent is Jaden and the Philadelphia Phalanx. Phalanx? Something like that. And the Phalanx are currently 4-2 as well. They were 4-2 as of week 6, so they were actually on a 2 loss streak. So hopefully that continues with us. So yeah, definitely going to be a really fun game. He has a really cool team, and Jaden is a really, really solid battler, so really, really looking forward to it. But that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you have not already. And until next time, I'm PokePrimer, signing off. Peace.